friends, and welcome to your holiday survival guide when you have a chronic illness. If you have a chronic illness, you know that the holidays can be tricky. There's crazy sugar and unhealthy food for you. There are parties that are hard to last to, events, things. It is hard to deal with. So I have all the tips for you to help you to survive the holidays this season. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, if it's your first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We make videos a few times a week about my life with chronic illness, and I love sharing my life and my stories and my tips with you. So I hope that you will stay around here. Today we are talking about the holiday season, and obviously I really love the holidays. This looks like I'm just wearing a little shirt with cats on it. No, you guys, this is full body to my feet. This is a cat Santa onesie that we're wearing right now because I just love Christmas so much. If you don't celebrate Christmas, totally you're welcome here too. We are just talking about the holiday season, the events, the parties, all the things, and how to survive when you have chronic illness. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my other videos. I've got a few other holiday themed videos for you that are coming up real soon. So turn on that bell notification so you don't miss any of them. All right, let's get started with my tips on how to survive the holidays with chronic illness. So number one is know your limits. Now, you're gonna have to have limits on your activities that you will and will not do, the time you will and will not be in certain activities, the foods you will and will not eat. You gotta set some limits, and you need to set them now. Because if you get to the party or the event and they have your favorite food there, you're probably gonna eat it. Or if they're doing your favorite activity, you're probably gonna do it even if it's gonna hurt you in the long run. So I would suggest deciding now, what are your limits? How long will you be at an activity or a party? If I am at a party too long, then all my chronic illnesses start to flare because I'm kind of anxious, and so it makes me a little stressed out. I am trying to talk to a bunch of people and be happy when I don't feel good. I usually end up getting a migraine from the lights and all the things going on around me and the loudness, and I really struggle if I'm there for too long. So I have set myself a time limit, and that is how long we will be at a certain party. And I've talked to my husband about it, and we have just decided we are not going past that limit. I've also set limits with my diet. Now, this is really important because you may want to go off your diet a little bit when you are at a party or at an event for the holidays. But what you need to do is decide ahead of time. So for me, I've decided this year I am not going off my diet for any reason during the holidays, and that's what I've decided. I'm just sticking to, I'm on the AAP paleo diet, and it's helping me so much that I am just not going to give in. But there's been years in the past where I decided, you know what, I'm gonna give in on this day and I'm gonna eat this exact thing. So if you can decide ahead of time, then you won't blow your whole diet, because at least for me, if I decide ahead of time, okay, I'm gonna have one cookie, then I will actually eat one cookie. But if I get there and I'm like, ooh, I actually do kind of want a cookie, then I'll eat the entire tray because I have no self-control. And once I have given up on my diet, it's totally done. I am not going back. And then I get into this downward spiral. At least that's how I am. Maybe I just have no self-control, but for me, I just need to set limits, and I need to set them before I go. Now, you have limits for yourself, but you need to tell your friends and family of those limits. So tell whoever's hosting the party what your limits are. Let them know what you can and can't handle, or ask them, what are we gonna be doing at this party? If you get sick when you are swimming, then make sure they're not swimming at this party. Or if you don't do well with walking around, make sure you're not going to walk around lights or anything like that. So make sure that the person who is in charge or whoever is hosting the party knows your limits as well, so that they can also be aware of what you can and can't handle, and that if you do end up leaving early, or abandoning an activity, they know why and they don't feel offended because you've told them in advance, hey, I probably won't be able to do this certain activity or stay this certain amount of time because I have this chronic illness and blah, 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 right? Okay, and know that it's okay to say no. If you don't want to, or you don't feel good about some activity or some food, it's okay to say no. You won't offend people. And if they are offended, then that is their problem. That is not your problem. So if you can say no, if someone made you some nice treat for Christmas, which that always happens to me, someone makes me these cookies, it's okay to say, no, sorry, I actually can't eat that because I have this chronic illness or I'm celiac or whatever it is that you're going through. You can tell them no, and it's gonna be okay. If they're offended, it's not on you. All right, going along with that one is don't blow your diet. Now, like I said, you don't have to do your diet 100% during the holidays if you don't want to. But if you decide in advance that you want to stick on your diet, then you gotta do it. And I do have a video coming out about how not to blow your diet because you guys, I have no self-control and I am really strict on my diet. Let me tell you, it has not been easy for me, but I've learned some really amazing tips that have helped me. If you head over to my Instagram, I have left a few tips under my story highlights. It's called AIP Paleo Diet. I left some tips there, but I also have a whole video coming out about all the things not to blow your diet, so stay tuned for that video. So make sure that you are subscribed and have that bell notification turned on so you don't miss when that video comes out. But until then, just try not to blow your diet, and if you do, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, but do your best. Okay, the next one is probably like just for me, which is don't go overboard. So this is for everything. Let me give you a few examples of things not to go overboard on. One is your diet, of course. If you cheat on your diet, don't go overboard and totally blow it. Just cheat a little bit. Don't go overboard with decorations. So for me, I will not feel super good, but I'll be like, oh, I want to get in the season, the spirit, and I'll put up a little decorations. And then the next week I'll put up a little more. And then as the weeks go by, I just like keep adding to my collection and to my house. But what I need to remember is that after the holidays are over, I gotta take all of that down. So even if you're having a good day and you're feeling good and you want to get in the spirit, don't go overboard, because if you do, you will regret it later. Also, don't go overboard with the activities or the parties you have planned. And my tip is to stretch the holidays out. So that means don't do all of your holiday parties on one weekend. Don't just use Christmas and Christmas Eve as your party weekend. Stretch it out. Ask your friends and your family if they can do it on a different night. For us, for Thanksgiving, one side of our family did it on one day. The other side of our family, my husband's side, did it on a different day. And so that was really helpful for me to not overload myself with too much food and too much party and too much things going on. Because it's way too easy to just think, well, it's Christmas weekend, so we're gonna do all the things all in one weekend. But try your best, especially if you're hosting, try to move it back, maybe do it a week before Christmas, do a party the week after. Don't put all your events right at the same time. The next tip is to minimize stress. So, like I said, don't go overboard with things. Don't stress yourself out. If you cannot take on hosting a party, don't be the one to host it. Ask someone else to do it. And don't wait till the last minute to get your gifts and your party and your food supplies and all of that stuff, because trust me, every time I do that, I have a flare up, and I don't know if it's just because my body hates me or I get stressed because I'm late. I don't know what happens, but I swear every time I push things off, I end up being more stressed, which makes my chronic illnesses worse, and I have a bad flare up. So try to stay on top of things. Make a list, check it twice. Sorry, had to throw that in there. Anyway, make a list, start early, get your presents early, get your holidays planned early, get things spread out so you're not doing it all at the last minute and all at the same time. Because I promise you, if you're more stressed, I don't care what chronic illness you have, it's gonna get worse. And my last tip for you is to just have fun with it. You guys, be happy, be joyful, whether you get to go to every party you want to, or just one, or it's just you by yourself watching a Christmas movie. Have fun and be joyful. If you need more tips and tricks on how to be happy while living with chronic illness, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure you are following me on Instagram, Amy_Esther, for more day-to-day life stuff. And I hope that this video was helpful for you, put you in the holiday spirit, and give you some tips and tricks on how to survive the holidays when you're living with a chronic illness. If it was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and let me know what stresses you out the most about the holidays. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you next time.